Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with people and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. Mark Eros and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy, okay, because he's scared that I was going to expose him.
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now, I want to talk about you. Help me understand you. I mean, who?
So yeah, I don't think they realized at the time how potentially valuable this information could be.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So let me just say this. I broke my big light right before I started filming. I literally moved my desk, and the light, the stand with, that thing fell, and I opened it and the damn light was just hanging on my thread. So I bet I hit the thing. So I'm gonna try to stay right here. So if I'm sitting kind of awkward, I'm just trying to stay within the lighting that I have right now so it don't be too botchy. But nevertheless, y'all, we are about to go and embark on this last week of this crazy Diddy trial. It is yeah. But I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna ramble because I want to make the video short, but I also know we have a lot of content to cover. So let's go ahead and get to it. So without any further ado, go grab whatever you need to chill with me, and let's get to the content. Let's go. See how let's go. So I had to change my mic placement so I could stop hitting it, because I talk with my hands and I noticed I kept hitting the mic, so I had to change it. But let's get to the content.
There's so much I cannot wrap my head around going on with this trial, but I'm mentally still stuck on this whole pop thing. Why did Diddy specifically ask his much younger girlfriend to refer to him as what she used to refer to her grandfather as? What is the psychology behind that? I have never heard of that before. And we've talked about age gap relationships and things that are bizarre that have happened within many of them. But I have never heard of an older man going to his much younger girlfriend and specifically asking her to refer to him as what she referred to her grandfather as. I've never heard of that. Pop? What is the psychology behind that? And I know Diddy is a whole case study within himself. There's nothing logical that we can pull from Diddy. But why did he request specifically that? He's not even a grandpa. He's old enough to be one, but he's not. None of his kids have kids. What is that?
I don't like that. In my Carisha voice, I don't like that.
So the Lord said that Beyonce has been abused until she bled, and that another woman by the name of Cassie, who was with the music executive, rapper star, I think they called him Puff Daddy or P. Diddy, for many years. This young woman, much younger than he is, was with him for a very long time. And she also began to get that glassy look on her face. But God has redeemed this young woman. She is now happily married with children to a man who treats her very well. And so,
not just Cassie, it's not just Kim Porter, it's so many other people. And by the way, in P. Diddy's case, the sodomy ritual, yes, the ritual that they use in order to conjure up energy, call it sexual magic, call it black magic, call it whatever you want, but they do that, okay? So never think that it's crazy and people don't do it. it goes all the way back to Egyptian chimes. It goes all the way back before Jesus. It goes all the way back. They do all kinds of energetic. It seems stupid to us if you say, I'm going to sacrifice somebody. That seems dumb. It's like, sacrifice them for what? But energetically, they're taking that energy. They are consuming that energy. When that happens, they get more energy. Now, what I'm seeing, and this is specifically coming from the energy of Kim, because I've been asking about it. She was actually, when I see her energy, okay, she's a strong, vibrant, articulate, even in spirit woman, and she wants her family to know she's okay, and she also wants people to know that this is not done, and that
sex magic. I didn't even know what sex magic, I'd never heard those words a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It's basically using your pleasure as a manifesting tool. It's like, I would call it manifesting on steroids. So with sex magic, you're basically getting super clear on a vision, like what's one thing I would love to manifest, and you really get into a five senses reality of it, and then you start to create pleasure in your own body, and you move that from the root up to your crown, and you move it through every energy center, through every chakra, and at the moment of peak pleasure, you send that energy to the vision. You're flooding yourself with bliss chemistry, and quite literally your electromagnetic field gets bigger. So your magnet gets stronger. So these desires that you're dancing inside of, they start to be magnetized to you. So there's some real beautiful like science behind sex magic.
In my opinion, I think that, honestly, I think it's, if you're doing it with you and your partner and you guys are manifesting, you guys are trying to, y'all gonna do it anyway. So y'all might as well put some meaning behind hunching. Y'all gonna hunch anyway. Shit, you're hunching with no meaning. You know, just you rubbed against them. Ooh, you hunch. That's how it go. So might as well get there and put some meaning behind that hunching and just go ahead. So I agree in regards to positive stuff, like you and your significant other, you know, you mate, but not this type of stuff he on. Not this. But let's keep going.
Cassie Ventura is giving her testimony against Diddy in his trial, and this is part 3. The government asked Cassie Ventura, in what cities did you respond to the ads on Craigslist looking for male workers? In New York. Did you respond to ads on a back page as well? Yes. Who directed you to communicate with the escorts? Defense calls objection. The government then redirects and said who, if anyone, and Diddy's defense says same, objection, assumes the fact not in evidence. The government then says, did you ever reach out to an escort independently? And Cassie says no. Did you ever not use an escort who arrived? One couldn't perform, so Sean sent him on. What was a safe escort? Not a cop, and someone who would not run and tell everybody about their experience with us. I'm not a cop. I learned this whole situation was not legal. Diddy's defense yells objection. The judge then says the jury will disregard that last answer. The government said, how did the cash get there? And Cassie said the security, or he brought it himself. Escort Dave, do you know his real name? Clayton Howard. The government then says, who is this? And shows Cassie a photo. She says Daniel. What service did you use? A dancer service. Do you recognize Jules? Yes. And what cities did you have freak-offs with Jules? New York, LA, and Vegas. Do you know his last name? No. Who is this? I know him as the Punisher. Did you use substances at every freak-off? Yes, I needed to dissociate and become emotionless. Who else used substances at freak-offs? Sean did, sometimes the escort. What other substances did you use? K, GHB, mushrooms. The government then said, I'll read Sean's part of this email and then you read yours. Cassie said, in this email, when should I take the thing? When will you be there? The government then says, pause right there. What did you mean? And she said substances. They read Diddy's part in this email and he says, I took mine, I'm flying. And then the government asked, what does he mean? Cassie said, why did you take more substances? To not be present with the experience. Why? Because it was something I hated. How did you react to E and MDMA? It could make me vomit. What would he say? To continue. Did you want to continue having these physical relationships when you wanted to vomit? No. How does GHB make you feel? Tipsy. And the C word, it makes my heart race. I'm not a big fan. Mushrooms, the walls come alive. When the substances ran out, how did you know who to reach out to? Sean would tell me. During the sessions, how would you know to move to the next step? Sean. What would happen after an escort finished on you? Sean would want it put on his body in the next room. Did you do that? I did. Where? Usually on his neck. Did you want to do that? No. How did you feel? I was an object being heavily objectified by men. Sometimes he watched me by FaceTime. Were some sessions recorded on your devices? Because they were there. And if you saw them on your devices, what would you do? I would delete them. Why? They were disgusting. I never wanted anyone to see them. Were Sean's devices used sometimes? Yes. I asked him to delete them. Did he? I don't know. Did you ever leave a freak off before it was over? Yes, at the Intercontinental Hotel. I finally had a premiere coming up and I didn't want to mess it up, but Sean hit me. At what point did Sean hit you? Between sessions. What happened next? I got into the elevator. Next thing I knew, I was thrown to the ground. Who threw you down? Sean, he grabbed me by my neck and my hoodie. Let me show you the video. And then they play the hotel video once again for the jury. What were you doing? Trying to use the hotel phone. And what was Sean doing? Taking my phone and my bag. And this is where they stop Cassie Ventura's testimony for the rest of the day, and they will pick up here tomorrow. So you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Now, let's just go back in time. There was an event that took place back in the late 40s known as the Babylon working ritual. Now, this was a ritual that was carried out by Jack Parsons, JPL. You know, people will even to this day say that JPL stands for Jack Parsons Laboratories, but on paper it's Jet Propulsion Laboratories. JPL is major. It's a historic, I mean, so much surrounding this, so much history here. Jack Parsons was not professionally trained, yet he was tapping into high technology and building rockets. How do you do that without any type of formal training? There were no rocket programs in America before Jack Parsons. This is paramount to understand. This guy was tapping into theosophy, Thelema, the religion of Aleister Crowley. He was a disciple of Aleister Crowley, and he was working with L. Ron Hubbard, who was the founder of Scientology. Interestingly, not only did L. Ron Hubbard start Scientology, but he was a science fiction writer. The movie Battlefield Earth with John Travolta, well, that was written by L. Ron Hubbard. Interestingly also, John Travolta is a Scientologist, right? Now, I mention this because this is a man who writes science fiction, yet he started a religion based on science fiction. There has to be something in there where he's getting these clues and these ideas. He's getting these from another realm.
From that point, they ripped a hole open into space-time. And from that point afterwards, you had, regardless of what Parsons actually successfully completed during that with the Whore of Babylon and different things. After that, you had the Roswell incident, you had the Kenneth Arnold sightings, you had in '53 there was the swarm of UFOs that flew over the White House, and so there's this unleashing of supernatural activity that took place after that ritual was performed.
Babylon working was successful according to Jack Parsons. Matter of fact, Parsons said in his Antichrist Manifesto that they were successful and that a child was conceived in that act, and that there was a spirit known as Hilarion. The Whore of Babylon was what they were trying to bring about.
Let's keep going. I'm building here. Let's keep going.
Thelema is founded by the famous occultist Aleister Crowley in the early 1900s, but its central text was the Book of the Law, written by Aleister Crowley himself. Two of the central concepts are, quote, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, and, quote, love is the law, love under will. So essentially they believed in sex magic, which is the power of sex and orgasms, the act itself, and what comes of it. And they believed that while performing these sexual acts, you're performing these rituals, spells, people are scrying. They thought that this was the way to access the other side, something spiritual.
When you experience that, there's that small window, right? So in that window of time, however long the orgasm lasts, they believe
7 minutes from it.
That's impressive. But in my short window of time, it opens that window to, they believe you're able to connect with the universe, or whatever the universal power is, or love. And it's kind of this connection with the divine. That's why they would do this magic, to invoke those ectoplasms in which they would then do spells and whatnot to make things happen or will things into existence.
If you guys have been watching my videos, I've talked about this ad nauseum. But I also talked about the Babylon working ritual with them. People thinking that could have possibly been Trump because he was born as a moon child, as a sun child. Y'all just have to go back. And if we have to refresh it again or have a refresher course, then we will. But that is the same situation, and this is what Diddy was trying to do. This is what he was invoking. That's why Cassie said that his eyes would go black. He would be like something from a different world, because this is the rituals in which they be doing with the SRA, satanic ritual abuse. And so then, once again, do what thou wilt. The philosophy of Aleister Crowley was on Jay-Z's shirt. Here you go. Here's some information on the Lima, and like I said prior, I don't think sex magic is bad. I would say manifesting. You guys are coming together, you're touching and agreeing, you and your partner, but that type of stuff and invoking spirits and entities and stuff, that's a little bit much. But let's keep going.
So I've been locked in. I've been reading the reports on what's going on in this federal trial with Diddy. And y'all, day 2 was even wilder. So Cassie took the stand. And she's pregnant. She's 8 months pregnant, so her belly out there hanging. They said she was calm, but she was ready to speak her truth. She broke it all down, y'all. Years of control, years of manipulation, and years of pain, as she stated. She said it started with love, but then it turned to freak-offs, as people out here would say it. She said this shit became her job. She was getting flown and passed around like a piece of cake. She said he ordered male escorts to come do that to her, all while he watched and recorded, and it was touching itself, y'all. And she said all in all, while this was happening, she was forced to take things to make her higher than a kite. She said one time it lasted for 4 days straight. She said she was out of her mind, but she wasn't thinking too much of it because the thing she was high on a kite on made her not even think about it or feel it. Now listen to this, y'all. The reports say she listed everything that got her higher than a kite. Molly, Special K, GHB, shrooms, and that white girl Hannah Montana. Here's where it get a little bad. She said she wasn't the only one. She said it was more women doing this too, being forced to do it. The way the reports was saying it sounded like she was going through a psychological warfare. She said Diddy would send her to the gym to make sure her body was in shape, and even get a plastic surgeon so she can be perfect. Her body can be perfect for these freak-offs. He wanted her to be top tier. And when she got dressed and everything, she had to send Diddy pictures of how the outfits looked on her so he can approve. That's what she said, and that's what the report said. She said if she told this man no about anything that he wanted her to do, he would then start doing a little blackmail, like, I send these pictures out, I pick these videos out of you. And y'all know what the videos consist of. I gotta go use the bathroom. I'm talking about number 1. But face shot, Diddy on that. That's what she was doing. Another escort testified and said, yeah, he had to come through, lay the pipe on her while he watched. And it can only happen when he's in there. They said the court even heard that one bill was so high in the hotel room, like it was jacked up. They was doing WWE moves. He was pile driving people in that jump, that they had to fucking remodel the jump. That's how wild they was getting in them freak offs. They say they found weapons in a safe, and you already know 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Like I say, he was trying to get slippery sloped. Per reports, they say when Cassie said she got number 1 doing, the courtroom gasped like, what? You got what? He did what? They did what? She said she even choked on it, y'all. They said once again, some family members walked out after hearing that. They little ears and eyes could not take what was being shown and heard. Listen, I wasn't there. This is just me breaking down what I seen on reports and what people are saying from the courtroom that was there. None of these are my claims. These are just allegations. But if half of this is true, it's crazy. So with all that being said, Diddy lawyers was like, nah, this was all consensual. He said she stayed because she wanted to. They're saying that these stories are twisted and they're trying to make him seem like he was something that he wasn't. Y'all, day 2 is in the books. This trial is getting wild. I know it's gonna get even crazier. So if you like the way I report on it, make sure you hit that follow button, share this video, like this video.
Damn. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments though, but damn.
Day 3 of the Diddy trial is officially over, and that shit got wild. Y'all, I'm finna go ahead and tell y'all what happened. But before we do that, make sure you hit that like button, share this video. The prosecution questioned Cassie for hours. It started off with her explaining what the hell freak-offs was. We all know what them Jones is, but this is how she explained it. He said basically it was sex parties that Diddy forced her into with strangers and escorts. She said it didn't just happen once or twice. She said it happened over 100 times, y'all. She explained that she didn't want to do the freak-offs, but once again, she said she did it to make him happy. She didn't want to see him mad and turn to the Hulk. Y'all all seen what he did on that video, right? She described how Sean Diddler Combs sometime gave her pills that was disguised in a vitamin bottle, y'all. He asked her, how did he obtain those? She said the doctors would put the prescription under certain assistants, so it was never in his name. She testified about using opiates and GHB because she said she felt like she had no way out. She felt trapped, and that was her relief. Cassie then said she was physically assaulted too. She said in New York, Diddy turned into Javante and went upside her head inside an Escalade. And she said one time in LA, he stumped on her face in a car. So he did the ATL stump. This man was stumping a yard on her, y'all. She said that Diddy boxed her so bad before, she had to hide behind a toilet until D-Rock and James Cruz intervened and stopped it. So this man probably wasn't gonna stop, y'all. He blacked out. She also testified saying that sometimes Diddy would intimidate people, including assistants and friends. She told the courts that one time Diddy grabbed one of the assistants, dragged him out of bed, and then in Turks and Caicos, he punched another man in the head. She also said that Diddy had one of her friends hanging over the balcony on some big red type shit and also threw her into some furniture. And if I can recall, I believe they said that person was Wale. So when they asked Cassie, why did you stay? She said because she feared that he had access to guns, he had access to a lot of things that can ruin her or ruin the people around her and end people's lives. She said one time she was beaten so bad because he found out that she was texting Kid Cudi, who she briefly dated in 2011. Cassie also testifies and says in 2018 when they broke up, he came over and raped her and then left like it was nothing. And she said while he was doing it, his eyes was black, y'all. That don't sound like a demon to y'all? That's some demon shit. I seen enough Supernatural to know a demon. So they asked her after that incident, why did you go see him again? She said after 10 years, she was emotionally broken. She felt like he still had control, y'all. This man was playing psychological warfare on that girl's brain. He also talked about therapy and writing book chapters about abuse. And she also said she was trying to settle for $30 million just for closure. That lawsuit ended up settling for $20 million last year within 24 hours. So they said throughout all of this, the defense was objecting multiple times, and they even try to keep details about her past relationships out the court. But the judge said, nope, I'm gonna allow it because y'all both opened up details about infidelity in the relationship. Y'all brung it on yourself. And then finally, Cassie said after she left Diddy, she did no more freak offs. She was not doing it no more. And the prosecution rested. And reports say that's where they ended today. They said the courtroom was shook. Y'all, this is crazy. I'm gonna keep breaking it down. So you already know what to do. Make sure you like this, share this. And also drop y'all thoughts down below in the comments. What y'all think about day 3? And what do y'all think is gonna happen in day 4? And if y'all want to, have it up in the comment. Talk about y'all past relationships if you feel comfortable saying it.
Watching this entire trial and like, no, I ain't gonna say entire because I'll pop in, pop out. But it brought up some stuff for me because I was like, that's a sticky situation, and domestic violence is serious. So my hats off to her. I know a lot of people have different opinions, and I understand that she probably wanted the fame and stuff, and this is what they do in the industry. So is what he's doing is actually normal, what they do. Ali Carter talked about it. A lot of people have talked about it. This is what they do. He's just a monster that is going down right now. But a person can talk all the time about what they would do and what they would do, but in a situation where there's violence, especially a man in a woman situation with the strength levels, it's really hard to sit there and be like, I'm about to just go for my move, because she can get real quick. So maybe we shouldn't sit in judgment, but y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments.
Day number 4 of the Diddy trials, y'all. And before I report on this, make sure you hit that like button and share this. This shit got volatile. I feel like as the days go on this trial, it just get darker and darker, y'all. May 15th. So Cassie took the stand again, y'all. And on this day, what she revealed was disturbing, detailed, and deeply personal. So today they did a cross-examination on Cassie. The lawyer who was doing it, his name was Esteval. He is 1 out of 8 of the lawyers that Diddy have. They said he started out hard. He went hard on Cassie from the jump. He asked her about drug use, cheating, jealousy, and the twisted nature of her and Diddy's relationship. So Cassie, she admitted to doing drugs with Diddy, y'all. She said they called each other the Get High partners. So they was up there with the clouds together. She admitted to taking ecstasy, opiates, and ibogaine together. Now that last one I just said, ibogaine, I don't even know what that is, y'all. So I need somebody to let me know down below in the comments. What the hell is that? I never heard of it. So then once again, Cassie goes, his assistants help with everything. Everything that they ever needed, his assistants got it. It was like, name it. She was like, freak offs, drugs, secrecy, etc. And she went on and said, sometimes he would kick her in the back, y'all, and squeeze on her thighs in public if they got into an argument. Probably like, bitch, you better fucking shut up. Something along them lines. This one sound crazy. Cassie then said one time she woke up in the hospital, y'all, with IVs in her arm, and she didn't have no sense of smell or taste. And then this is when she started admitting to stuff. She admitted to everybody that, yeah, she cheated on Diddy with Kid Cudi. The kid was cutting deep. She said after this, Diddy will bring it up all the time. He would not let that shit go away. He would remind her every second that she cheated on him with Kid Cudi. And she was like, but he cheated too. Then she went on to say one time that Diddy thought she was in relations with Michael B. Jordan. And when he thought she was doing that with Michael B. Jordan, she said he called her phone obsessively. This man was so paranoid, she said he even thought staff members was in on it, trying to get them to hook up. Next, they said the courtroom heard about the physical abuse that she went through. She talked about a gash that she had over her eyebrow. She talked about heated baby oil. I didn't even know you can heat baby oil. Then she went and talked about the freak-offs at the hotel. And then they asked her, so through all of this, why did you stay with this man? And she was like, she felt trapped. She was scared. And then at the end of the day, she still wanted to be with him for some reason. Cassie also accused Diddy of being in love with Beyonce. She was like, you love Beyonce. You wish I was Beyonce. And y'all, I heard Diddy used to like Beyonce. He probably did wish Cassie was Beyonce. He probably wish he could have his hands on Beyonce so he can do what he did to Cassie. That would have been a crazy turn of events. So after this situation, they said the courtroom flipped, y'all. The defense said one time Diddy confronted Suge Knight with hella boo-boo-boos. Cassie said, yeah, I was there. Then she said she never told the government that. They said after this, y'all, after these statements, the courtroom tension hit 100. Then they said it got even more real when the name Dom Richard dropped. The judge announced, yeah, she's the next witness, y'all. This next witness can blow the lid off the whole courtroom. So I need y'all to stay locked in with me. This shit getting deep. I'll be back tomorrow with the reports. If you made it this far, I really appreciate y'all, bruh. She finna tell it all.
First of all, I looked at what ibogaine. It's basically extracted from plants found in Africa, and larger doses can lead to hallucinations and deep psychedelic experiences. So I guess it's like on the same level as some shrooms or something like that, or like some acid. So LSD, not that I know of. I do know about the shrooms, but I don't know about the other stuff. But you know, I don't know. It's a lot. It really is a lot. Honestly, that's a lot of drugs to put through your body, and a lot of having sex takes a lot out of you. Sex take a lot out of you, and so it's like all that 4 days and girl.
Hey, listen, I didn't just motherfucking realize something, boy. These last couple days, not just the last couple days, probably the last month. When it comes to this sex shit, I really thought I was motherfucking doing something. Like I really thought a motherfucker couldn't out freaky me. That's just what I motherfucking thought. And I've realized, just paying attention, I really ain't been doing a motherfucking thing out here, man. I thought pulling a little motherfucking hound and slapping on some ass and making a motherfucker look at it going in and out, talking nasty and getting in the motherfucking mirror in the shower, on the motherfucking counter, in the kitchen. I really thought I was motherfucking doing something, man. I motherfucking realized, boy, it's different motherfucking levels to this shit. I'm really on motherfucking JV. I don't know if y'all got JV sports where y'all at. That mean the motherfucking him. Then you got varsity, the motherfucking big boy. I done motherfucking realized I ain't even on motherfucking varsity yet. I really thought a motherfucker really had me thinking that I was a real motherfucking Dixman, a real motherfucking freaksman. I mean, if that's a motherfucking word. But boy, I done motherfucking realized, boy, this motherfucking lower out here to this motherfucking freaking. And I ain't scratched the motherfucking surface. Not yet. Not compared to the shit I done motherfucking seen. I'm like, damn. Oh, motherfucking wild, boy. I thought a motherfucker couldn't do nothing with me, man. I thought a motherfucker couldn't out freaking me. I just motherfucking knew it. Sucking on the motherfucking nipples and the titties. I really thought I was motherfucking freaking.
Real shit though, but some look, they can have that stuff. That is just too much here. I'll take my prudeness if that's what. No, thank you.
This is day 5 of Diddy's trial, and Cassie Ventura is giving her cross-examination testimony against Diddy. And this is part 6 of her full cross-examination testimony. And this cross-examination is turning into a bombshell. We are now hearing from Cassie Ventura about Jonathan Oddie, the man who in 2018 said that he was an S-worker for Diddy and Cassie. She's confirming that Jonathan Oddie did record a video of these freak-offs, and she is also alleging that Diddy did pay a settlement to make these videos go away. So let's get into it. Diddy's lawyer starts out by saying, "You believe that Mr. Combs was blacked out for the Intercontinental Hotel event? I believe he was intoxicated. Everyone's definition is different. But you said blacked out. What did you write here?" I wrote, "When you get effed up the wrong way." You meant substances and alcohol. Here Mr. Combs writes to you, "I'm so for you." The government yells, "This is not evidence." Here, Mr. Combs is asking you for physical relations soon after the Intercontinental Hotel, right? I was saying how I felt. What did you write back? I wrote that we needed a different vibe than Friday at the Intercontinental. Mr. Combs wrote, "F Friday. I don't even want to do that again." What did you write? I wrote, "LOL, true." Mr. Combs suspected you of having an affair with someone else in the industry. What happened when he took your phone? We were in a car and he told me to call my mother. When I did, he grabbed my phone and took it. It was a big fight. He was just gone. For how long? A few hours until my mother called the police. Did Mr. Combs go through your phone? I think so. He called someone on it. The person you had an affair with, an NFL player? I don't know if he's playing anymore, but he was an NFL player and he was jealous. Michael B. Jordan. Wasn't there a time he found out you were dancing with another person in the entertainment industry and took your phone, right? I don't remember. It was Chris Brown. I was not dancing with him. Look at this. It's from 2013. Now I see. What else did Mr. Combs take? My car, my passport, and he was angry. Let me refresh you about Mr. Combs being in rehab. I vaguely remember. Why did you go to Sedona? I went to Arizona to get away from substances. I'm going to get you to a new topic. Mr. Combs told you to go get the video that you heard about. What did you write? I wrote, "You keep putting me down." I'm gonna play you some audio. And then they start playing this audio clip of Cassie Ventura. You saw a video of someone effing me. Who is effing me? You have it. Why didn't you show me? 'Cause I'm not disrespectful, bro. If you don't show me, I will and cut you up. I will effing off you. I've never offed anyone in my life, but I'm going to F you up. It's not going to be on my hands. Someone else is gonna do it. I'm not playing with you. Tell me. That was you, right? Yes. Did Mr. Combs express concern about these videos being released? When? Ever? Yes. The escort, Jonathan Oddie, you thought he took a video? Yes. Mr. Combs spent a lot of money to make sure that video did not get released. I don't know. You had a conversation with Jonathan Oddie that was transcribed. I'm not sure. He was volatile. I didn't trust him. What did Mr. Combs say when you told him you thought that Mr. Oddie was recording? He said he'd take care of it. And what's crazy is this is the first time we are hearing in detail about Jonathan Oddie and the settlement that Diddy paid him of $5 million. This NDA from Jonathan Oddie dropped last week with Diddy signing it, and it was a confidentiality settlement agreement. Diddy's team said that there was a message that Jonathan Oddie transcribed, and just a couple days ago, he was actually on the news, and he explains that he was recording these freak-offs because Cassie Ventura was so messed up. He was scared that she was going to pass away, and that's why he decided to record, because he didn't want to be found liable if anything happened to her. And he said in that interview that he transcribed Cassie Ventura threatening him, but he felt like it was because of Diddy.
I had to record for video. Because after she passed out, I decided to record that. So in the event anything worse happened, like if she died, or anybody died, it will be on camera, it will be on video, whatever. So I wouldn't be responsible for any of that. So you were beginning to worry about her doing drugs. I mean, like about her or him dying or somebody dying from the drugs, and that you would be held responsible. So you brought a video. You brought your phone? No, I had a USB video memory stick done like a spy show, and I put it in the water on the table, in the living room table of the hotel I was staying at. I just filmed it, and had it transcribed, and it had been threatening me. But he was telling her what to say. He had an audio. When I left, I knew they were paranoid. So I wanted to guarantee my safety. So I texted him, I said, hey, if anything happens to me, I got evidence I'm being with you. At the settlement table, there was a lot of irregularities, okay? Mm-hmm. My first settlement.
So Jonathan Oddie was saying the video recording that they just played in court, he actually transcribed that of Cassie Ventura threatening him, but he felt like it was because of Diddy. And that's when he said, I have this video and it's going to guarantee my safety. And then they went into the settlement for $5 million to make this video go away. But the biggest part about all of this, if this is being brought up in court, Diddy's team also has evidence from the government. So if the government is going to have Jonathan Oddie testify against Diddy about things that he witnessed in Cassie Ventura allegedly almost looking like she's going to pass away during these freak-offs, which means that she wouldn't have consented to these freak-offs, Diddy's team would also have this same evidence to try to twist and misconstrue it into something to use. This makes me believe even more that we are going to have Jonathan Oddie on this witness stand. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Let me know in the comments, y'all. So everybody, we've reached the end of the video. I hope you guys, got a gist of what the first week of Diddy's trial is. Next week, I may just incorporate it into my regular reaction videos so we can get back to that. But this was crazy, and all I could hear and all I could think about the whole entire time was, this is the same stuff I be talking about, the satanic stuff. Like, this is what they do. So I wasn't surprised, disgusted, yes, but surprised, no. We shall see, because this is just the beginning of this thing, and it says it's expected to go well into July. So I'm like, what? So, but I'm gonna let y'all go. It's late. I'm tired, but and give me maybe like 4 or 5 days for another video, because I have some stuff going on. But nevertheless, until next time, bye.